Okay, I just wanted to talk about my story with, my sin. And um, I just want to talk more about it because I feel really sad that, um, that it has to be this way. Like, my life so, destroyed, so, bitter, evil, um, not even close to what I expected, like to be at the, very terrible lifestyle I was in already. But, you know, I'm just here for God. I just wanted to talk about how in my fortification sin, I believe, or past, but like anywhere despite sin, you can always repent. You can repent and be forgiven for sin. Um, I think it don't matter where you at, you can always repent. Um, ask God for forgiveness. You don't have to keep sin. Um, like for instance, like I definitely, ask God for forgiveness because, um, I don't know if it's my fault, Google fault. It doesn't matter because I am my own person, but, it's wrong information that I got. Apparently, it was wrong information, and this is sad. Um, like in my, situation with that is like if it would have said not to do the sin, like not to do masturbation, I would of course not do it. So that's what makes this tremendously sad because I'm like almost too nice to exist and I like to follow up on who I am. And that's something I would have followed up with in life. If I knew life was about that, I was in a Cinderella story. One of the one that is probably another whole story, which I probably already told already. Um, and I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a sin. If I would have, I wouldn't do it. Like some people know that smoking is a sin and they still smoke. If I would have found out smoking is a sin, and if I smoked, I don't smoke though, but if was smoking, I would have said that, I got to get rid of this now because I don't, tolerate disrespecting God, period. I don't care how addicted I am, how much I need to smoke. Um, I'm going to quit for God. I don't care. I wish I would have knew about this. Also smoking, also profanity. I didn't know that using profanity is a sin as well. If I knew using profanity was a sin, I would not do like a couple of rap songs. I don't use profanity like I said before. During my daily lifestyle, like I don't use profanity because like I mentioned in the videos, and it's a whole story for it, but it's just not me to use it. I got friends that does, and family also that does, and I didn't know that it was a sin. Since I found out that this is a sin, I do not want to use it in any form of rap because I am in a rapper. I'm an unprofessional rapper because I don't get paid. That's what I call unprofessional, I guess. I don't have no any like I don't know. Well, that's what I call it. I don't know if doing ciphers and stuff matter. If that does, then I take that back. I probably am, but I don't remember. No, I did. Like I did go to college for music, but I didn't do rap. I did sing. I did R&B. I was gonna do probably that's R&B rock or something. I was gonna do something different, but I left it alone because I had to do something else. It's the fact that let me go back to sin because that's what this story about. Just repent. If I knew, like, I know a lot of people don't know a lot of stuff. I actually tell people sometimes, like, do you know that? Because I feel sad in my story because I didn't ever know. If I knew, I would stop for God because God matters more than the air I breathe. I'd rather have God. Um, so I don't want to get judged off of not knowing. That's hypocritical and that's cowardly to do. I advise anyone not to do that when a person don't know because it's actually people that won't even tolerate with what you have to say and they're on a waiting plan to change their life and they just don't want to go by what you think is good on their life or when they should decide to stop and sin. But that's what we try to help them. We don't know which one of us can get them through that breakthrough and get them into God fully. But you know don't judge someone that don't know. Like sometimes you just don't know, and that's not nice. Like that's how you could tell the real from the fake. The ones that don't know from the ones that do. When you know, it makes it even more sad and it makes it even more treacherous. When you know, um, if it's not nothing death row, no, nothing. Not God judge you. I can't. You get judged in heaven on Judgment Day if you're Christianity or any other religion that goes by that same God by God. I don't dig another Christian. I'm not Christian. Whoa, I be thinking all of us the same. I don't um do research on other religions. I know we probably can. I think I Google searched and we probably can, but I know after that, I know everyone think like, why are you still using like I really don't care. I don't like nobody changing what I do. I think it's validating. I think it looks kind of like fake and forced in. Um, I don't like to change. I am traditional. That's why I used to say that I'm tribe because I'm traditional. Don't forget my old videos. I'm very traditional. I don't like change, and that's not bad for a wife. I can't believe that's one. I just said this to be sarcastic. I'm very funny. I don't know how someone like could deal with me being alone. Like, how can someone just like I don't get it. That is not bad qualities as a wife. And it's not a bad quality for loyalty, being traditional. Um, I'm very traditional. It's just like everything be the same as well as anybody do when they change parking or something. I like that moment when they change parking and something. I want everyone to understand my pain. Like it's not really not pain, but it's like my spirit almost a soul when it comes to like change. Sometimes change is good and sometimes it just isn't. Sometimes you could get used to it. So what it personally means, it doesn't matter. Like I'm all for heaven, all for God. Um, but I'm just telling you how I feel. Like when it's just I miss it. I just be missing. I just be missing sort of situations. But yeah, God can't forgive us. I think the worst sin on the planet is blasphemy. I believe. I'm not sure, but just love God. Don't ever think it's too late. And remember, no one's perfect but God. No one's perfect but God. Yeah, so enjoy your life. Better than a day.